Howdy again, folks. Welcome back to some more songs and stories of the Old West. Well, talking about bank robbers. The most notorious of all the train and bank robbers were, of course, Frank and Jesse James. Now, Jesse was born in Missouri, the son of a Baptist minister and a slaveholder. And he and his brother Frank were steeped in religion as boys, but they didn't get much formal education. The story goes that several times federal troops raided the farm and stole things, and one time beat up Jesse and beat up his father too, see? And that made Jesse very angry. So he and his brother joined a Confederate guerrilla band headed by that famous Bloody Bill Anderson that conducted some of the most savage anti-Union raids of the war. Well, after the war, many of the guerrillas returned to quiet pursuits, I suppose, but maybe Jesse James and Frank tried too. But in 1866, they began to take part in bank and train robberies with, among other fellers, the younger brothers. Now, I don't know who they was younger than or which one of them was younger, but somebody had to be older, but nonetheless, they were the younger brothers. Well, at the age of 19, Jesse became the leader of the gang. And for a decade, they had great success robbing banks and trains all across the South. Now, many ex-Confederates considered Frank and Jesse as heroes, so they just kept going on and doing what they did. But on September 7, 1876, 8 of the gang hit the bank at Northfield, Minnesota. Some of them were killed outright, and the 3 younger brothers were shot and captured. Only the 2 James brothers escaped. Well, for 3 years, Frank and Jesse lived quietly in seclusion outside Nashville. But in 1879, they emerged with a new gang and started to rob again. Well, by this time, most of the average folks were sick and tired of bank robbers, and they didn't really like Frank and Jesse James anymore. And the governor of Missouri issued a $10,000 reward for the arrest and capture of Frank and Jesse James. And one of the fellas who was attracted by that was a fella named Robert Ford. Now, he was the brother of the lover of one of the gang members, so he was able to get close to Jesse James. And on April 3, 1882, Robert Ford shot Jesse James in the back of the head, shot him dead. 10 years later, Ford was murdered by Jesse's sympathizers. Well, Frank James, tired of life on the run, turned himself in, and somehow he got acquitted. And by 1910, at the age of 70, dressed in a black business suit, he had opened up the family farm to collect admission from curious tourists. And stick around, I got a song coming up about it.